Hey guys, Al here. Hope everybody's having a good morning. I'm out here pulling soil samples today on a field I've done a lot of videos on because I think it's a good example of what we can do when we're, especially in food plotting, taking over old logging decks and stuff. And I have my work cut out for me here. So I mentioned several times this is the worst field on the farm. I'm using GPS coordinates. I'm going to pull out of this field. I think I have 4 or 6 coordinates marked, so I'm on my second one. But what I wanted to show you is the field's looking better. You can see it's patchy in some areas, really good in others. That's why I overseeded with our annual clover, and that's starting to fill in here really nice. And we got more rain coming tomorrow. But I wanted to show, and I don't know if it'll show up really. Yeah, you can see it decently. So this is what that soil looks like. Now this is about halfway down. You can actually see the layers of soil. Now it's going to be a little bit more compacted because I'm using a soil probe, so that's naturally going to put force obviously on the sides to show some compaction. But just the color doesn't look great. The layers of soil look kind of tight, just from our own, the naked eye. So this is a field that's a prime example of where and why soil testing is so important. Because I know that this field actually has decent organic matter, and if I only looked at that, I would be like, it's great, it's 4% organic matter. But from a water retention perspective, and a pH perspective, and a base saturation perspective, I'm in a very poor situation here. So I think the pH is around 5. Why I'm testing is I put some lime down, so I want to see where I'm at now. And from a base saturation perspective, my calcium's super low. So as I increase that calcium, that's going to what's called flocculate that soil. It's going to make that soil more porous. Now, that's not always the case. This is a higher CEC soil. I think it was 15 or 16 if I remember correctly, but I might be wrong on that. So I want my calcium to be, let's say, around 70% base saturation. Whereas if this was a sandy soil, I wouldn't. I maybe want it around 60, and I want my magnesium higher. Here, both are low, so we want to increase that, increase the chemical side of the soil from a porosity perspective, and then obviously we are going to hammer this with our Nitro Boost and Carbon Load. We're using the annual clovers here, and we're going to continue to hammer this field so we can maximize biology. We're using our seed feed, we're using our Spectrum Plus Myco, and I would say in another probably 2 years, this soil is going to look vastly different than it does right now. So hopefully you all found that interesting. I definitely have to continue to monitor browse. The deer are taking a lot off this field, which is hurting me. And that's why I think that sorghum Sudan and this Nitro Boost, good Lord willing, we get some rain this year, is going to really help to build up the biomass and root structure and biological component of the soil, because obviously the deer shouldn't be eating that, and that should get really good, really tall, good below and above ground root mass. So again, we're going to go from this to something a whole lot better. Check us out, guys, vitalizeseed.com.